Hey Bloomington, it's Valentine's Day. A day about love, compassion, and not being alone. Unfortunately, some people try to celebrate by buying companionship. We get it. Any port in the storm, right? But this isn't how you go about it. And we want to remind you that that is illegal.
All right. She looks nice. Hey, girl. What is up with your fine self?
Hey, sexy. Feeling real lonely tonight. Do you want to keep me company?
Want to keep me company? Yeah, girl. I would love that.
Do you want to hang out tonight? Absolutely.
So what's this going to cost me?
Depends on how long you want to keep me for the night.
All right.
Okay, girl, I got cash money.
Just got to ask you one thing, though. You're not a cop, right?
You're not a cop. Nope.
Nope.
Perfect. Who is it?
Tatiana, it's Chris from the end.
Bloomington Police Department. Get your freaky.
Look, prostitution is not a victimless crime. And here in Bloomington, we're going to protect people who are being exploited while keeping our community safe. So be careful who you're messaging this Valentine's Day. It could be us. And in the Orange Jumpsuit District, we don't put up with that. Happy Valentine's Day, Bloomington.
Well, did I at least get those chocolates?
Yeah, we got you, Mr. Freaky.
Hey Bloomington, make sure you tune in to Chief Hodges' press conference where he discusses this operation and the men we arrested. Take care, be safe, have yourself a happy Valentine's Day.
Our social media folks are real creative in what they come up with. But in all seriousness, I'm going to talk to you today about an operation that we did. We arrested 30 people, which is a record for us in one of these operations. 2 of them will be charged with felonies because they had prior convictions. 28 of them will be charged with gross misdemeanors. We talked to over 330 people looking to purchase sex here in the city of Bloomington. We would have arrested more, but there were citizens who, obviously with Operation Metro Surge going on, citizens thought that we were potentially ICE, and that kind of interfered with our operation here. So just want to encourage people again, local police department, with these patches and these badges, we're not ICE. So with that, we worked with the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, Plymouth Police Department, Airport, and Eden Prairie. We're looking for sex traffickers, those who are being sex trafficked. We're in the process now of investigating one potential sex trafficker, which has been a first, I think, in one of our operations, where we're able to actually get one of the people who are actually potentially doing the trafficking, and that's something that's really difficult to do. So before I get started, you know me, I like to sing. We called this operation Looking for Love in All the Wrong Places. And you can Google Johnny Lee, who I didn't know sung this song. I'm going to talk to you about in a little bit who I thought originally sung this song. But when you're listening to me, I want you to keep this song in your head as we're talking about these guys. So I'm going to play this. I'm going to attempt to sing it. Looking for love in all the wrong places. Looking for love in too many faces. Searching their eyes. Looking for traces. What I'm dreaming of. Hoping to find a friend and a lover. I'll bless the day I discover another heart. Looking for love. Yep, all these guys came here looking for love in all the wrong places. And person who I thought sung this was Eddie Murphy. In tribute to him, looking for nub in all the wrong places. I was looking for nub in all the wrong places. Seriously, that's who I thought sung this song before we got to that. So a tribute to him. So every last one of these guys we arrested. They came here looking for sex. And unfortunately for them, they were looking for love in all the wrong places. We'll start off with Mr. Sean Boyer, who's 55. He's been arrested a few times for this. He wanted to do a car date at the laundromat because, he was doing his laundry. So we're going to give him something to wash. He's going to wash one of these orange jumpsuits he's going to wear. But I think he's going to be charged with a felony because he's liked to do this multiple times. He was convicted in 2018, which I think was one of our juvenile prostitution details. So some of these people just don't get the point. So we locked him up. Alexander Moran out of Bloomington. We had a bunch of Bloomington residents this time, which I, for the life of me, don't understand. Either you are living off the grid or something where you just don't come to the city and do that. You live here, man. Come on, man. Salvador Leon, South St. Paul. You need to stay in South St. Paul. Don't come to Bloomington looking for sex workers. I don't know, I butcher names all the time. From St. Paul, we locked him up. Mr. Gilbert Berlali, he is a IT worker for Hennepin County, and he loves to look for the big booty Latinas. Well, looking for the big booty Latinas got you locked up, man. Next are Asim Javard out of Richfield. You're close to Bloomington. You should know better, too. Miguel Quinala out of St. Paul. We locked him up, too. Eugene Okari. Sorry, there's like 30 of these guys. Eugene Okari out of Brooklyn Park. We locked him up. Mr. Mark Kevin Johnson was formerly a man of the cloth. This is not his first go-around either. He was convicted of prostitution, of soliciting a prostitute in 2016, and I think he was arrested in 2007, so obviously he ain't learned his lesson either. Carlos Guzman, Minneapolis, we locked him up. Farhad Saeed, we don't know where he's from yet, so we're still trying to figure that out, but he's 20 years old. He got locked up. Mohammed Ali, he was a member of a law enforcement organization in a civilian capacity. I think it was Metro Transit, so we've locked him up too, and I think they've probably parted ways with him or starting some investigation with him and his employment. William Lima, out of Brooklyn Center, we locked him up. And my man travels all the way up here from Florida, Delamine Beckman. He hails from Port St. Lucie. I know it's cold up here in Minnesota. You want to get warm, dude, but don't come to my city trying to pay for it. That's where he got locked up. Conrate Cannon, we locked him up, and he was concerned about the well-being of the sex worker due to the alleged size of his genitalia. Well, come on, man. Next, Samuel Nargan. Some of you may remember him. He was featured in a Star Tribune article in 2022 as a coffee, we call him the coffee man. He likes VIP coffee, and he does a lot with coffee. Well, we don't brew coffee in the jail, but we do give you a Jimmy Dean's breakfast sandwich. Mr. Brashad Johnson, out of Maple Grove. This is the most disturbing arrest that we've had here. He is a backgrounder for ICE, Homeland Security, and federal agencies. So when you're getting your security clearance, this is one of the guys that does your backgrounds. which is kind of scary. So we locked him up, and I think if you're going to be, these people get access, they get a high security clearance, right? Because again, for all the ICE agents, Homeland Security agents, and people getting security clearance, this is one of the people that does the backgrounds, and you come here trying to purchase sex. We locked him up. I don't think he's going to be passing a background check no time soon. Jonathan Flores, 26 years old, out of Minneapolis. We locked him up. Mr. Regali, out of Spring Lake Park. We locked him up. Mr. Lance, we locked him up, and when he got out of jail, he said that he might be calling the police to save him because his girlfriend was going to be pissed. That's normally what happens. These two guys, so both these two guys, they wanted to show up because one of them was a virgin, and their intent was to both of them have sex with the sex worker. So one of them was going to lose their virginity to that. And I think they're both virgins to jail too, so I guess they accomplished one of their goals. Well, they're no longer virgins to jail because we locked them up. And this is a picture of them walking together, going to lose one of their virginities. Grant's going to put that up there. So they're going to lose their virginity together. Like I said, I think they lost virginity going into the jail. Next, Mr. Sahal, we locked him up. Ohore Sabarnes, out of Belle Plaine, we locked him up. You all get your little 2 seconds of fame. Mr. Crespo, we locked him up. Mr. Alex, we locked him up. And both these guys are in Bloomington. Any resident in this city doesn't know better by now, needs to really check themselves. Mr. Fluentes, we locked him up. And then this is one of the oddest things we've seen in a while. And Grant, you can get this picture up here. Mr. Brian Mead. So Mr. Mead shows up, and, he's got to get ready before he goes and, engages with the sex worker. The picture here of him, he has a blue towel. He places a blue towel on the ground and starts doing push-ups. Push-ups before he's going to get engaged with the sex worker. Well, I guess in jail, we don't have a gym, and I guess people are going to figure out how to way to work out. But, I mean, at least he's neat. He doesn't want to get, dirt on his hands, so he places a towel on the ground, starts doing push-ups. 38 years old. Peyton Manning said it best in a commercial a long time ago. When you get our age, man, just get bigger T-shirts, dude. It's over, man. And Mr. Ba, he's 19 years old, out of Golden Valley. We locked him up. And Mr. Montanaco, he was insistent that the decoy wear red and black. Well, unfortunately for him, our decoy is not going to be wearing red and black, and he's going to be wearing orange, and we locked him up. So before I take any questions, I just want to close on a few things. If you know anybody who's being trafficked, please have them contact Cornerstone at 866-223-1111, or they can go to dayservices.org. And our detectives and all those who are involved did a great job on this operation, obviously. And then one of the lead detectives, I'll just call him, we got Agent J and Agent K. I'll just call him Agent J. This will probably be his last operation. And he did a phenomenal job. He's been really instrumental in locking a lot of these guys up. So with that, we'll take any questions you may have.
You mentioned this was a record amount of people to bring in. Is there something going on or within this operation that you think led to this many arrests?
Yeah, I think what you're having happen here, and we've been getting kind of whispers in the community, is that with this operation, metro surge going on that a lot of these workers are having to go underground. So I think a lot of this is attributed somewhat to that, where people think that they can get away with this stuff now, so they're going to start to do it. And then especially in this case, we used a Latina female for a decoy. So there's been I think that probably contributed to some of this too, like people thinking that they could just get away with some of this stuff. That's a lot of people, over 300 something people that we chatted with in 2 days. That's a lot of people, but just be rest assured, and I just want to get this out here too, despite the fact that we got this operation going on, we still got work to do, and we're still going to arrest people for this.
When you talk about some of the people, you had mentioned earlier about ICE, and that some people, there was some arrests that you were attempting to make that they thought you were ICE.
Yeah. So obviously, with everything going on in our community, the area where we had set up our operation, people kept putting on social media that there's a large law enforcement presence in this organization, in this area, and they're running these type of operations. So people can see this on social media, and if we're telling people to come to this area to meet this decoy, they're not going to come because they see this online and they know it's us there or the police there. So if you go back and look during the days we're doing this, there's a lot of online chatter about law enforcement activity by this hotel, and some people didn't want to come because of that, but obviously 30 of them did.
And you did this month?
Yes, this was last week. Yep.
So I think 7 days start to finish.
No, 2 days. 2 days. Yep.
Was it one specific area?
Yes. Yeah, we did one hotel. Yep. Yeah.
You guys shut down the whole their hotel for this? Or
No.
are there people that are staying there and this is all happening?
Yep. So yeah, people. He asked, do we do this in one hotel? Do people stay? Yeah, people still stay there, right? And yeah, some people ask questions, but bottom line is, unfortunately, a lot of hotels, human trafficking is taking place, or this type of work is taking place. You just don't see it as much. But yeah, most people, when you go to a hotel, they're not paying attention to other guests.
Are there frequented hotels where you're trying to work with staff and managers to stop something like this from happening, like regular hotspots, or is this something that police are setting up specific hotspots?
We go wherever. We just pick a spot, because really what's happening again in Bloomington, we have over 50 hotels and 10,000 hotel rooms, and then it's more than that if you expand it to the 494 corridor. And so yeah, we will go wherever. And this is an issue for us in this state. And I know, like, the Epstein files came out, and it finally got revealed that he had flown some women out of Minnesota years ago to go over there. And I mean, that's one thing that we have to realize, is that even though you don't see it, if we were not conducting these operations, it'd be even more rampant than it is now.
Did you circle back to the people who run the hotel to let them know, hey, we did this and this activity is going on, just like giving them a heads up?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, when we do these in these hotels, these businesses partner with us because they don't want this in their hotels either, right? So they know beforehand. Yeah, we're not going to just show up and crash somebody's hotel. Yeah, we don't do that. So.
The individual with the ICE background, still in custody, or what was that?
I'd have to check with that. Yeah, so right now it's probably just a gross misdemeanor, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be working on some employment issues with him. So basically his job is he does the backgrounds, right? So like for anybody who applies for a job that needs to get security clearance, he's one of the people that does that. So he would go out to talk to people and see if they knew you or me or whoever, and then write those background reports. That was his job, to do that.
What was his response when you guys opened up the door? Right.
He didn't have no response, is what I was told. Yeah.
Is he employed, or is he one of the ICE employees?
So he works for so let me be clear. So the federal government, they have a certain agency that does all their backgrounds, right? The DOD, Department of Defense. He works for them. So he does all the ICE backgrounds, HSI backgrounds, FBI. So whenever someone needs a security clearance, he's one of the people that does those backgrounds, but not just specific to ICE, other federal agencies also. Yep.
Any of these guys illegal?
I don't know. We don't have a way to verify that.
And just
Hmm?
this background fact of Minnesota.
Yes. Yep.
You hoping this sends a message that, you know, during a time like under Operation Metro Surge, that this isn't a time where, you know, law enforcement is looking the other way and in other directions, but that you are focused on
Yep.
this operation and others?
Yep, and I want people to understand that because typically, again, you know, we use the Latina female, right? So a lot of times, and I believe that, you know, people here are looking for easy targets, someone to victimize, right? So like right now, you know, if you're in this country illegally and you're doing this type of work, what recourse do you have if someone was to abuse you, right? Are you going to call? Are you going to call 911? More than likely, they're not going to do that. And we just want to make sure that we're out here staying active and going after these folks. Because this, you know, a lot of people will talk about sex workers and stuff being victimless. It's not, right? A lot of these women and dudes that do this, you know, might be suffering from addiction. So if you got relatives that suffer from addiction, you don't want them showing up in a hotel selling themselves to some of these guys to make ends meet, man. This is not, it's not a victimless crime, and that's why, you know, we really go after these folks, and, you know, the people that we can save from the system, we do. We still have free in-home therapy here at the police department, so one of the only agencies that does that. We do everything we can to get people help, but we can't allow this to happen in our community.
I may have missed this.
Yes, ma'am.
What are they, is everyone charged the same, or what are
Yep.
the charges?
So, yep. So, all but 2 will be charged with gross misdemeanors, and they'll all be charged with the same thing. The other 2 are charged with felonies because they've had multiple convictions for this.
So the background guy,
Will be charged with a gross misdemeanor.
because he's been,
No, this is first offense. Yep. Yep. Caught offense.
are they still incarcerated, or are they?
I think a lot of these people have already been released, but we can check. Typically, for a gross misdemeanor in Hennepin County, you're not staying in jail too long.
Are you able to talk about the person that, more in depth about the person that was, they think is a sex trafficker, or is that just like, yeah, under investigation?
It's still under investigation. Yep.
Can I just ask, were they trying to recruit the decoy?
Yes. Yep. And that's, like I said, we rarely see that. The traffickers are actually very difficult to catch, and for that to happen, again, our folks do a great job at what they do, and they're really thorough in what they do, so hopefully that pans out, and I'll be standing here with a trafficker's face up here. Any other questions? Yeah. Looking for love in all the wrong places, man.